You know, America's servicemen and women have been fighting in the war against terrorism in Iraq for almost a year now. Many troops have been gone the entire time, leaving families to wait and wonder. Back is more on the strength of this family support.
We honor those who were killed overseas, but sometimes forget those who were wounded and the long road they have ahead of them. In part 3 of Coming Home Whole, report is when a soldier comes home injured. For better or worse, those were vows Tiffany and Heath took 2 years ago. But who knew? Who could imagine they would be here today? Their emotional roller coaster started with a phone call in early November.
He asked me, I've got some good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? And I said, well, bad news. And he said, well, I got my legs blown off.
Heath Calhoun is a 24-year-old double amputee. He was riding in the back of a Humvee when an explosive struck the taillight.
One guy lost a hand, I lost both legs, and one took a round through his arm, and then one died.
One died. That could have been Heath. He knows that, but some days that doesn't make it any easier.
For the rest of my life, I'm not going to have my legs, and for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to do certain things this way because that's the only way I can do them. That really messed with my head.
The doctors at the amputee clinic provide comprehensive care, which includes counseling. On this day, Andy Steele takes part in the doctor's rounds. He's here with Clark and Associates, the prosthetics company from Waterloo.
The sacrifice that we make in our time is so minor compared to what these guys have done. And, you know, they deserve that. They deserve our time.
The soldiers may not have their limbs, but they do have their lives. The amputation made Heath Calhoun even more thankful for his family. This is a picture of Heath's family, Tiffany and son Mason Thomas. He's not yet 2 years old.
I got a wife and a son that really helped to get me through it. A lot of supporting family, a lot of supporting people in my hometown and then also in her town. So that just, I don't know, I don't want to be confined to a chair for the rest of my life.
There is nothing that will keep Heath down, not even the loss of both legs.
The very first time I saw him before he was ever a candidate for prosthetics, he told me that he likes to go on long walks with his wife and possibly would like to jog with his wife.
Doctors have no doubt that will happen, but for now, instead of long walks and jogs, Tiffany has spent every day here at the hospital with Heath. Every day. Her employer gave her time off. Her family is helping with their son.
It's been difficult, mostly because I don't like seeing him hurt, and especially at first when he was going through all the surgeries and everything. But like you said, we've had a lot of family and friends and people here that have really kind of eased their mind on it and supported us through everything. So.
Heath says he loved his job as an infantryman, but he can't do it anymore. Instead, he'll go back to school so he can be home with his family.
They're not going to be normal, they're going to be different. And everything's going to go on the same, just, you know, a little bit more work for him and for both of us.
And it will take work, but for Heath and his family, it's likely the worst is over. And Heath will probably be at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. until April. Remember, he's been there since early November. But he was able to stand on his prosthetics when his unit came home last week. Tomorrow night at 10, Ron will wrap up our visit to Washington, D.C. with a look at how patients here in the Cedar Valley will benefit from that trip.
That's right. Dennis and Andy, they do some incredible work, don't they?
They do.
Incredible.